Why your business isn't showing up on Google and how I fix that for my clients. Have you ever searched your business on Google and it just doesn't show up? I can't tell you how many business owners have said, Elise, my phone's dead quiet. I don't know what's wrong. Well, chances are it's not your business that's broken. It's your Google presence. Here's a little backstory. My name is Elise Sharpless. I'm founder of Digital Blue Collar Marketing. For years, I've helped home service businesses from HVAC companies and plumbers to cleaning businesses and home inspectors grow from word of mouth to getting hundreds of new customers every year. And here's the thing, most of them weren't getting found online, not because their work wasn't amazing, but because Google didn't even know they existed. One of my clients, who is in the remediation business right here in Florida, had 5-star reviews. They had everything right as far as they could see, but they weren't getting found. They weren't even getting found within 5 miles of their actual location. We fixed things for them using these simple methods, and immediately their ranking jumped. Now, these little tips are things that we do full time for our clients every day, but I know busy season is coming, whether you're here seasonally in Florida and all of the snowbirds are coming, or you're outside of the area and maybe you're in heating or plumbing and your busy season's about to start. So regardless, no matter the time of year, no matter the home service type industry, this will work for everyone, especially in a business that you have to go to your customers. Because here's the thing, Google does not know the difference between you going to your customer or you having a storefront as far as the algorithm goes. So you want to make sure that you're showing up, but it's hard to do. So let's get into it. I'm Elise Sharpless, the host of Beyond Your Brands, also the founder of Digital Blue Collar Marketing, and we are here to not only be your premier digital marketing agency, but also just give you free tips and tricks that you can use in your business every day. So you don't want to miss part 2. Make sure that you download this podcast now so you're ready for when the next one drops. Downloading the podcast not only helps our information grow and our podcast grow, but it also keeps you on top of all of our latest episodes that will help your business grow. So let's talk about it. Why does this happen? And if you're driving right now, mentally check off what applies to you. First, your Google business profile was never verified. I know it seems so beyond, but if you don't actually check this, good chances are that you're not even verified. Just because your Google business profile shows up on your end does not mean it's showing up to your customers. So if you've never gotten a review, and you haven't checked this to make sure that you have the check mark, you want to make sure your Google business profile is verified. This has happened more times than not that I go in to try to fix a client's Google business and they're not even verified and they had no idea. So that is first and foremost what you need to do is make sure your business profile is verified. The next thing that goes wrong for a lot of people is your service area is wrong. Maybe you serve an entire county, but your map only shows one neighborhood. Make sure that you have all of the towns and or counties that you service in your Google business profile. Number 3, your reviews are old or inconsistent. The thing is, Google is very similar to any other social media platform. It thrives on attention because the more attention it gets, the more consistently customers of Google go and do search. They want to be the best search engine around. And in this 2025 world of ChatGPT and AI and all other advances of search keyword engines, you want to make sure that you're still giving your Google business profile attention. So if you haven't had a new review in, I would say, less than 30 days, you need to get your reviews back up. This is going to be the fastest way for your business page to grow. Even if you do very little other fixes that I'm going to share with you in the next steps, as long as you are being consistent in getting your reviews, I would say 5 and 4-star reviews are excellent, but you may even have bad reviews that you haven't responded to. Now, I'm not saying go backwards and respond to all the low reviews, but pick 1 or 2 that you could respond to just to kind of give it a little jolt. Because again, remember, Google rewards consistency and interaction. So it is important to follow up with those lower star reviews as long as you know that you can respond in a way that will help you shine and kind of repair whatever the negative comment was. Now, for your 4 and 5 star reviews, you of course want these to be people in your area. I've seen a lot of companies try to buy fake reviews or do all that. That is the fastest way that you're going to get your account disabled. Or the thing you want is a seasoned Google business profile to get shut down. So make sure you're getting actual reviews from actual customers that have used your services and that are in your area. Now, what does this mean? If you get some that are outside of your area, or maybe they, especially for us that live in a retirement area and they move from a different state, and there could be a lot of reasons. It doesn't mean that you can't have anyone, but you just don't want it to be an inconsistency that, if you're a home service based business, if you're HVAC contractor and you are in, Orlando, Florida, you don't want people to leave you reviews that quote unquote aren't correct reviews or aren't active customers of yours to leave you a bunch of reviews from North Carolina. Couple things that are going to happen there. You could get flagged and it could close down your account. The second thing that could happen is that the algorithm does pick that up, and it will pick up an IP address. And there's no founding that says this is actually happening, but of course you can go ahead and look at this and see that it does track locations. And so what could happen is you could start showing up in a completely different state if you keep getting reviews from people that are not actual customers, that aren't actually in your area. So now that we have that figured out, make sure that you're asking for reviews. Be consistent with asking for reviews. I know it can feel like you're asking for someone's firstborn child. I get it. And a lot of times people are using a third-party app, maybe something like House Call Pro or another CRM that maybe you're using that's kind of filtering out your good and bad reviews. But the problem is that there's no way to get the good review from, let's just say, House Call Pro onto your Google business account. They would have to leave you a second review on your Google business profile. So it kind of becomes counterproductive in the sense that, yes, you're getting all these great reviews, as I had in one of the cleaning companies that I marketed for. They had hundreds and hundreds of great 5-star reviews on House Call Pro, but it wasn't showing up on their Google business because, again, we are asking someone to leave a review. We all know what it's like. It can be painstaking to get that review, to get someone to log in and do that, whether it be Yelp or Google or any platform. When they leave it, we want that review to go to the most likely place that it's going to matter, which is your Google business profile. So just have your third-party CRM kind of work as a go-between. Try to get people to go directly to your Google business profile and leave that 5-star review there, because it's not going to matter how many you have on another platform. It's only going to matter in this instance on Google. It's of up to 20 to 30% volume increase just by getting consistent reviews. Now, here's the thing. If you are a builder or contractor or someone that has jobs that are longer terms, right? So they take longer to complete. It's not a cleaning business where, you can see 20 houses a week and therefore, the likelihood of you getting at least 5 good reviews a week are pretty good. Or even a restaurant has more likelihood that they're going to get consistent weekly reviews because the turnover is much greater. If you are a builder, you're someone where the project is going to take much longer, or that, you just land only 5 jobs a month, and that's perfect because that keeps your business growing, but that's not where you're going to see the growth as far as your Google reviews. Still get the reviews, still ask for the reviews. It is a big mistake just not to ask for them, thinking that it's not going to really matter, because it does. 1 5-star review or 2 a month can make a huge difference in how you show up locally. Number 4, that was a lot to cover. So number 4 is your info doesn't match across your website, Facebook, Yelp, etc. Now, this is something that until I went to a training, and I invested a lot of money into this training to go for Google business profiles and digital marketing and Facebook ads and all of it. And I went and I spent a lot of money for this training. I'm going to give you this advice for free. Make sure that your information matches on your website, Facebook, and Yelp. Also, there are hundreds of other directories that you don't even know you're showing up on. And if one thing is wrong, so let's just say you're on 123 Main Avenue, but you put on your Google business profile the actual correct spelling of Avenue and don't abbreviate it, but then on your Facebook, you did Avenue AVE abbreviated, you are looking like you're inconsistent. And because we're dealing with robots, bots, algorithm, this is not humanized. So what's going to happen is that you are going to look in the eyes of all these little spiders that crawl the back end of this Google and your site and all of that. it's going to look like you're not a legitimate business. I know it is super frustrating. Believe me, I deal with it all the time. But fixing your NAP listings is the fastest way to also make sure that you're showing up because Google does a search. Now, let me explain something to you and a business owner to business owner. Google is a business and they're a multi-billion dollar business. I can tell you right now that they are in it only to be the best search engine in the world, right? So that's what they're in it for. They are not worried about us little businesses that are trying to make, a living for our family. They are there for the search ability for their customers. They are not worried, even if you pay for Google ads, they are not worried about what you spend or how you're getting found. What they want to do is deliver the best answer to the question that they're asking for the local business that they're trying to find. And so you have to make it as easy as possible for you to get found. And the way to do that is to have accurate information. So if you recently moved your business, maybe you got another location, or perhaps you moved from your house into a warehouse and you updated your address on one place but not the other, it's going to be mismatched and you're not going to show up. It is not going to be effective. So this could be taking your business profile and making sure everything is updated across all the directories. This could take it from ranking at number 13 that you could jump so quickly to number 5 and 4 in the top 3 just by making this fix with your listings. And this is the last one I'm going to give for part 1. Make sure that you download this episode of Beyond Your Brand so that you can make sure that you get the next episode that's going to launch next week as part 2. So number 5, you picked the wrong business category altogether. I see this often, and I don't see it as much, of course, for something more simplified like plumbers or HVAC. That is pretty much a category that doesn't change. Where we have seen this is for home inspection, mold remediation, water mitigation. It comes up multiple different ways and there's multiple different options. I've also seen this for a car rental company. So it's car service, transportation services. There's so many options. And so you want to make sure that you have the right business category altogether. Now, I will tell you that Google is not great at this. And so you may struggle a little bit when it comes to something in regards to the right business category. So the best thing when in doubt is pick the closest category to what you have. Ever go to do local service ads or Google Guarantee, that you will need to make sure that you have the correct business license. But for your Google business profile, just make sure that you pick the closest business category to what it is that your business does. Also knowing that Google doesn't have this 100% correct for a lot of businesses. So don't get frustrated, but go ahead and make sure that you have your business category correct. So these are some of the top 5 things. I'm going to give you 5 more things in the next episode of ways that you can fix this and go and make these changes. If you're looking for this to be written down, because if you're like me, you listen and then you also learn by having a printout paper or something that you can follow and do a checklist. Good news, I have a freebie for you to download. So all you need to do is go to digitalbluecollarmarketing.com and get our free download. What we're going to do the checklist of how to optimize your Google business profile, and it will be a list of over 20 things that you could be doing. So in this episode, I went through 5 things. The next episode, I'm going to give you another 5 things. But if you go right over to my website and download that freebie, you're going to get the complete checklist of over 20 things that you could be doing today to increase your visibility. The good news, every one of these problems is fixable. You can go clean up your listings. You can also make sure that you reach out to your customers to get some fresh new reviews. You can make sure that you're responding to those new reviews within 24 hours and really just give your Google business profile some attention and some love on a weekly basis. And you will be surprised at how much it will grow and you'll start showing up again very quickly. So don't go to digitalbluecollarmarketing.com and grab my home service businesses checklist. It's completely free and includes the top 20 Google optimization fixes you can make before you enter your busy season.